Welcome, Powerhouse Coaches. Have you ever wished you had a step-by-step roadmap to build your coaching business to six figures? And I'm not talking about a roadmap where you plug into ChatGPT or Google search and say, how do I build a six-figure business? And it pumps out some steps. Yes, you're going to get those practical steps here, but I'm actually talking about the reality of what it takes to align your energy, your money mindset, and your business building habits to be a six-figure coach. And that's what you're going to get from this limited series podcast called Coaching Business Growth Roadmap, 12 Steps to Build a Six-Figure Business. I'm really not going to BS you here and tell you that you can do this overnight or that anyone can make $1 million in the next month. Or, waste your time and energy on something that isn't going to actually give you the strategies that you need. I can't tell you how many coaches have come to me and said, I've tried everything and I'm just over broke, or I'm barely making it, or I just don't know what to do next and I'm frustrated and I'm tired of not having the answers. I'm going to give you the answers in this step-by-step limited series podcast. And it's strategy. It's based on helping you align your energy and really take action that gets results, because I'm a law of attraction coach. So I teach universal principles that are going to help you take strategic action that lead to magnetic results. We're talking here about client attraction, money magnetism, conversion, like the art of sales, where you actually convert people because they're raising their hand and running to work with you because they understand what you do. And so you're results driven, and that comes out in your marketing messages. These are all the things I've learned in my lifetime of being a coach. If you don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientes, and I'm a law of attraction coach, like I said, and I'm the host of a globally rated top 2% podcast called Inner Power Entrepreneur. Right now, at the time of this recording, I've released over 335 episodes of that podcast, and there's a ton of stuff that you can dig into there, where I teach service-based entrepreneurs law of attraction strategies to manifest rapid business growth. So Inner Power Entrepreneur podcast is a great resource for you. In this limited series podcast, I am specifically going to teach you how to optimize your step-by-step approach in order to get to six figures within your first year. And this is for service-based entrepreneurs who are feeling stuck, who are inspired to get started and might not know the right steps. I want you to really walk away from this going, thank you, Dr. Amanda, I know what to do now. And this really is my heart, my soul, my jam, my genius. I absolutely love to teach you strategies that help you get results. One of my favorite things that my clients say to me is, wow, Dr. Amanda, you're really good at mixing the woo-woo spiritual side with the practical. And that's really me. That's what I'm going to bring to you. I'm going to bring you those parts of quantum physics and law of attraction and energetic alignment that you might not know that you're missing. And it's really the reason that you're not successful in any area of life or business. I always say that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you don't like what you're getting on the outside, you've got to change what's within. And I love to teach you how to change what's within. That's really one of my greatest strengths, is teaching you how to transform yourself from the inside out and then take practical, actionable steps that get magnetic results. And so, why do I care about this? In terms of this limited series, I wanted to pull the heart and soul and juice out of my other podcast that has 335 episodes. Yes, you can find the answers there, but it's not in a step-by-step roadmap. So this step-by-step roadmap is one that you're going to want to binge listen to. You're going to want to listen to this first whole episode to learn what you need to do to really optimize your listening experience and implement what you're learning as you go through this limited series podcast. So, I want you to think about why you became a coach. For me, the reason I care about helping you get to six figures is because I went from food stamps to six figures in my first year of business. And now heading into my sixth year of business, I have generated over $500,000 in my first 5 years. This sometimes blows my mind. And I'm telling you this because I know you can do it too. If I can do it, you can learn how to do it too. I was very stuck in poverty consciousness and survival mode. So when I decided to become an entrepreneur, it was because there was this one night where I was literally laying on the floor crying. I had ended my 15-year marriage by having an affair. My next relationship wasn't working, so my boyfriend had moved all of his stuff out of the house in our basement. And so I'm staring at this empty basement and I'm crying. I had spent the day on Craigslist looking for houses and I couldn't afford anything for me and my 3 kids. I was in grad school. I was already working an extra job while I was teaching classes, taking classes, driving my kids to school, and I was on food stamps. And so here I am going, oh my God, my life is a wreck. I'm really broken in relationships. I don't have enough money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really was scared at this moment. Like, am I going to be homeless? Am I going to have to like send my kids to go live full time with their dad? And then I'm going to have to like sleep on a friend's couch or something? It was so upsetting. I was almost 40 years old when this was going on. I mean, this felt embarrassing and shameful. And I was tracking my life to kind of look at what had happened. And in some ways, I was looking for someone to come rescue me. I was like thinking, who can save me and whose fault is this? And in this moment, I had a really important epiphany. And at the time, because I wasn't a coach, I didn't really know that I was making a declaration, but I realized, oh my God, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the center of this whole reality. In every scenario of my life, I'm the common denominator. And it caused me to make this declaration. I am ready to do whatever it takes to have a better relationship and make more money. And so I declared, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. It was such a critical moment for me. And at the time, of course, I didn't know this was a declaration, but I really made a declaration like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. This led me to listening to podcasts because I was already really busy and I could learn on the go. They were free. So I started listening to relationship podcasts and codependency podcasts and confidence podcasts. This led me to money-making podcasts. And I had this revelation that all of the podcasts I was listening to were done by coach-type entrepreneurs. And while this was going on and I'm starting to transform my mindset and feel more empowered and less victim-minded, the department that I was earning my PhD in had this national news fallout where professors were leaving the department and people were stressed. And I was watching this whole scenario going, oh dear, I don't want to be an academic anymore. This is not the path for me. Yet I loved teaching my students. That was my favorite part, learning and teaching my students. And so I thought, what if I just take the leap into entrepreneurship and become a coach? And so I decided I'm going to finish my PhD. I got it. And, in that last period of time while I was finishing my PhD, I started learning everything I could about building a business and coaching. And so here I am finishing my PhD and I decided I'm going to take the leap. And I taught as a professor as an adjunct for a semester while I was building things up, because we had a professor die in our department and they asked if I could teach the class that he had been teaching because it was the same class that I had been teaching as an undergraduate GPTI or graduate part-time instructor. And so I said, absolutely, because I wasn't sure where my business would go. This class was called Sex, Gender, and Society, super fun class to teach. And I thought, oh, the honors department is great because it's small classes with really serious students. And that'll give me enough time to also start building my coaching business. And so I started teaching, and really rapidly, I started going to networking events and I started to get traction. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so when they asked me back to teach that semester for the next semester, I said, no way, I'm going all in with my coaching business. So in 2019, I jumped in full time to my coaching business and I went 6 figures in that year. And so I went from food stamps to 6 figures in my coaching business. And I'm going to teach you exactly what I did to do that. I'm going to teach you the tricks that I've taught other people to double their income, close the most deals they've ever closed in a month, attract people into their business that they love to work with, start businesses, charge more for their offerings. So these are the kinds of things you're going to get from me, is me helping you strategize ways to build a successful business from your zone of genius doing things you love. And the reason that my heart is so in this is because I am hungry and inspired to teach coaches how to succeed, because I think coaching is one of the most beautiful gifts that we can give to the world. I know that if you're still here listening right now, you have a huge heart. You care a lot about what you're doing and you want to impact the world in a positive way. And I want to be a part of that because I think it's so important. It was really amazing for me when I was in academic world falling apart. My personal life is falling apart. I'm on food stamps. I'm frustrated. I'm stuck. And here I am learning every day, and I'm surrounded by these brilliant people, and yet I felt stuck and scared and awful. And I kept thinking, why the heck aren't we learning this stuff in school? Why doesn't anybody teach how to be confident, how to have good relationships, how to make more money, how to build net worth from creating an entrepreneurial business that you enjoy doing? Instead, we tend to teach our kids, work hard, get good grades, get a good job, and then someday you can retire and be happy way, 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 way down the road. And that is just, to me, nonsense. I am here to teach the world how to make money doing what they love in their zone of genius, feeling good, and it's scalable to whatever level you desire, whether it's $50K a year, $100K a year, $1 million a year, or millions a year. It is possible for you as a coach. And that's why I care about doing this. I know what it's like to start your business from nothing and do it on a shoestring budget, learning as you go, and then paying more and more for coaches as you go along because you believe in coaching. And so, I want to teach you all of the things that I did to do that. I remember the day that I got my first big check. It was like, oh my God, I could cry right now thinking about it. It's such a good feeling when you bring value and someone pays you for it. And then they get killer results where now you get to carry those wins into the world. You've impacted someone's life in a positive way, and you make money out of thin air by serving someone powerfully as a coach. Whatever type of coach it is that you are, you matter, you make a difference, and I want to help you succeed. So that's what you're going to get in this limited series: inspiration, breakthroughs, strategy, steps. Because I know that right now, if you're not making the money you want to make, it doesn't mean that you don't have a beautiful gift to bring to the world. What it means is that you don't know how to build a business strategically. You don't have the right mindset. Maybe you're stuck with some money blocks, some fears, some doubts, some uncertainty. Could be confusion and overwhelm, or you just don't know the next steps to take. You've probably spent a lot of money learning how to be a coach and getting those credentials, but you haven't thought about how, it's actually a business also that I need to run. And so you've been wishing for the roadmap to help you be a successful coach. And I know this world inside and out. I have spent over $100,000 on my own coaching. I have done so much in the last 5 years to understand how to build a successful business, and I know what it takes. And my goal is to give you steps that will help you scale your business from an aligned place that's scalable over time. I get frustrated sometimes when I see coaches selling programs and kind of just, I want to say, lying. They're giving you an infatuated story about how easy it is to be a successful coach. I don't want to plant the seed that it's hard work. I want you to know that if you have strategy and you implement those strategies over time and you break through the unconscious fears and imposter syndrome and shiny object syndrome that's happening for you, things that make you procrastinate and hesitate and create confusion and scattered energy that leads to scattered results. If you break through those things, your success is 100% inevitable if you stay on course. I think of business growth as a spiritual experience because you break through every shadow part of yourself that needs to come forth, right? So when you start selling and promoting your products and services, it's going to bring up every dark, shadowy part of yourself, your fears and your doubts and your procrastination problems, your fear of being too successful, your fear of not being successful enough. I mean, it is a powerful thing to build a business and allow yourself to be vulnerable and put yourself out there and share your gifts and your knowledge with the world. This is no small quest that you're on, and I am honored that you're still here listening with me, and I hope that you stick to it with me and we can co-create awesomeness together in the world. Again, because like I said, I think that coaching is a really beautiful gift that we bring to the world. And I think that entrepreneur is such an incredible path because you have the limitless potential for income and impact at really whatever level you desire, as long as you have the roadmap. And that's what I'm going to give you. So in this Coaching Business Growth Roadmap Limited Series podcast, we laser focus on me giving you the steps to help you get to six figures. Stick with me and I promise that you can be successful. Your success is 100% inevitable if you follow a strategic plan. to align your energy, use law of attraction strategies, and take steps practically to grow your business. So I want to clarify here, if you have any skepticism around law of attraction, I just want you to know that this is a quantum physics perspective where you are an energetic being, meaning that you have an energy to you, that you put out a certain frequency that's measurable. We can measure your frequency. And what you put out comes back to you in a mirrored way. So if you think about the law of attraction, all it means is that you have a vibrational frequency and you're matching that out in the universe, and that's what you're attracting back to you. So when you can get aligned energetically with the higher vibrational frequencies of wealth consciousness and money magnetism and client attraction, that's when your business grows. And those are critical key components that most, I would say, business strategists and business coaches miss out on because, on a consulting perspective, yes, there are strategic steps that you can take to grow business. If you're missing the mindset and energetic piece, you're going to struggle, which means what you're going to do is you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm working so hard, but I'm just barely making it. Or I'm working so hard and I'm not getting the results that I want. And these are money block problems. So when you have money blocks, you're going to either believe that money is bad or money is scarce or money causes stress unconsciously. And I see these patterns time and time again with all different types of entrepreneurs I've worked with all over the world at very different income levels. I've worked with entrepreneurs who are startup all the way to multimillionaires. And these money blocks show up in your business. And if you don't learn how to break through these barriers, you're not going to be able to take your business to the next level and feel good about it. So, when I'm talking law of attraction, I'm not talking about, woo-woo way on the side where you're lighting candles and sitting on the couch and wishing and hoping and praying that your business grows. Sure, those things can be fun, but you also need to take strategic steps. And the interesting thing about the way manifestation works is that there are 3 steps. Step number 1, you've got to decide with clarity and certainty what you want. Step number 2, you take steps in the direction of what you want. And then step number 3, the universe will open up doors of opportunity for you. And when I say the universe, I'm talking God, grand organized design, or your higher power. If you don't believe in those things, it could just be that you are opening up to magnetic opportunities. So, I like to work with people on many spectrums of belief systems. What we're really talking about in manifestation is you accomplishing your goal and you being able to say what you want and get it. That's manifestation. That's when you're aligned with the law of attraction. You become a deliberate, conscious creator of your reality because you aren't creating resistance in your belief system and your energetic makeup, so your state of being. So what happens when you have that problem going on is you have what I call competing commitments. You're saying one thing, but you're getting different results than what you consciously say you want. So anytime someone tells me, oh, I'm scared, I'm feeling fear, or I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling stressed out, or I don't know what to do next, I'm procrastinating, I know that you have unconscious blocks. And I've worked with enough people to know the patterns of what these problems are, so I can bring these solutions to you knowing what you're struggling with already, because I've been there myself and I've also worked with a lot of people who have been there and we've broken through. So I have a step-by-step system to help you. So here's how to optimize this limited series. First, what's key that I want you to know is that you must implement what you're learning. Just listening and not implementing isn't going to do you any good. It's like reading a whole bunch about how to ride a bike, but never getting on the bike, not going to do you any good. You need to implement what you're learning. So here are the action steps that I want you to take. Let's see how coachable you are. If you can listen to these action steps and implement them, you're on your way to success. So the first action step, number 1, I want you to download the Coaching Business Growth Roadmap Supplemental Workbook. So to do this, just go to the show notes. You'll see the link very obviously there. Go download it right now because this is going to give you questions and action steps to help you implement each of the 12 steps that you're learning as we go through this limited series course. The second thing to do in order to optimize what you're learning here is to listen to the episodes in order. Don't skip around. This is a step-by-step roadmap, which means you want to implement them in order. And I want you to start with the very next episode that's called Which Zone Are You In? The 4 zones of coaching business growth to get to 6 figures. This is going to help you identify identify which zone you're in so that you can have a starting point and know where you're at on the roadmap. Zone 4 is the zone you want to get to, and you'll learn all about that in that episode. So start there. And then you're going to move through steps 1 through 12 in sequence. Number 3, implement what you're learning as you go. Like I said, it's not going to help you if you only listen and don't implement. That's why you're not getting results. You've got to implement. Action is evidence of belief. So if you're taking action on what you're learning, it means that you think it's possible to build a 6-figure plus coaching business. So take action, implement what you're learning. And then number 4, if you want to connect with me, I am here for you. I have a huge heart for this. I love connecting with my people. The best way to connect with me is to join me in the Inner Power Entrepreneur Facebook group. So like I said, I have a podcast called Inner Power Entrepreneur, and I have a Facebook group associated with that. And so there I connect with my people. You can ask me questions there that you have. So the Inner Power Entrepreneur Facebook group, the link for that is also in the show notes. So let's recap. Number 1, download the Coaching Business Growth Roadmap. Link is in the show notes. Number 2, listen to the episodes in order. Don't skip around. Number 3, implement what you're learning as you go. And number 4, connect with me on the Inner Power Entrepreneur Facebook group. That link is in the show notes. All right, that's it. After you download the Coaching Business Growth Roadmap Supplemental Workbook, I'll see you in the next episode where you'll discover which coaching business growth zone you're in. Until then, I'm sending you jumping coaching business superpower high fives.